Life is a journey without rehearsal. Some are gently embraced along the way, while others are shattered again and again by reality. Some live like the wind, free and unrestrained. Others are trapped under the weight of life, smiling on the surface while breaking inside. Growing up has never been a romantic thing. It's more like a silent revolution, one where you must rediscover yourself after every blow, redefining what it means to live. When we were young, we thought life was a straight line. Work hard and you'll succeed. Give your heart and it will be returned. But later we realized it's actually a winding mountain road. You never know whether the next turn will lead to a meadow or a cliff. All you can do is keep walking, step by step, with both hope and fear in your heart. On this road, everyone sheds tears. Some from failure, some from farewell, and some from that unspeakable loneliness, the kind where you're surrounded by people, yet feel completely forgotten by the world. Maybe you've broken down in the middle of the night, pretended to be fine on the subway, or smiled in your social media posts just to say you're okay. But only you know how much exhaustion and disappointment hide behind that smile. You want to keep going, but you're not sure why. You want to give up, but you can't let go of those people, those dreams. You keep telling yourself it's fine, yet that sense of helplessness keeps flooding back, wave after wave. And then at your weakest, loneliest, most exhausted moment, you might suddenly hear a simple sentence. The wind will dry your tears and the light will shine through. Just 10 words, but with an unbelievable kind of power. It doesn't feel like comfort. It feels like a beam of light traveling from somewhere far away through the dust of time into your heart. The wind will dry your tears. It means that all the pain you thought would never fade, all those sleepless nights of struggle and sorrow, will eventually be carried away by time. One day, you'll realize you still remember the breakdown, but it no longer hurts. You'll take a deep breath, smile softly, and say, that storm, I made it through. The light will shine through. It means that no matter how dark, cold, or hopeless things feel right now, as long as you're willing to look up, to keep walking, to believe, there will always be light. Maybe it's not a grand miracle. Maybe it's just a cup of warm tea, a kind word, a gentle hug. But in that moment, you'll feel the world is still worth it. The beauty of that sentence doesn't lie in the promise of no pain, but in the truth that pain is necessary, but never permanent. It acknowledges that people break, cry, and despair, yet reminds you that the wind will dry your tears and the light will eventually reach your life. The wind is time, trial, and transformation, the force that makes you grow. The light is hope, faith, and the fire that never goes out within you. They are not opposites. The wind clears the clouds so the light can shine through. So when we say the wind will dry your tears and the light will shine through, we're really describing a cycle of life. First comes the breakdown, then the rebuilding. First comes the darkness, then the light. Everyone who's been nearly broken by the wind is slowly pieced back together by the light. You see, life was never meant to be smooth sailing. Sometimes you work hard for so long and still see no result. Sometimes the person you trust the most leaves without saying goodbye. Sometimes you feel like you're about to collapse, but right at that moment, the wind stops and the light suddenly appears. Then you'll understand every pain, every weight, every breakdown was not in vain. It was life's way of telling you, you are being refined by the wind so you can better embrace the light. We all have our own storms, sometimes heartbreak, sometimes failure, sometimes total collapse. But remember, the stronger the wind, the deeper the roots. The longer the pain, the tougher the heart. That storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to take away what you no longer need. And the light, it's always there. It's never absent, never late. It's just waiting for you to stop running, stop resenting, and finally look up. So this sentence is an empty comfort. It's a truth about how life heals itself. The wind cleanses, the light heals. The wind brings pain, the light brings hope. The wind teaches you to let go of the past, and the light guides you toward the future. Today, our task is to understand the deeper meaning behind those 10 words. Because only when you truly understand the wind and the light will you realize tears are not a sign of weakness, but a mark of growth. And the night is not the end, but the road that leads to dawn. In the chapters ahead, we'll go deeper into 3 layers. First, the wind, time's power that helps you be reborn through pain. Second, the tears, the truth of emotion, the most honest record of growth. Third, the light, the home of hope, the reason faith keeps you moving forward. And after all that, you may still have tears, but they'll be tears of release. You may still feel pain, but it will be pain with purpose. Because now you'll understand the wind never came to destroy you, and the light will never miss you. They've always been there, waiting for you to finish crying, to survive the darkest night. And just when you think it's all over, the wind begins to dry your tears, and the light slowly shines into your life. If you're being battered by the wind, drowning in your own tears, but still waiting for that light, then stay with us. We'll walk through the night together and wait for the light to shine through. The wind will dry your tears. The wind is a mysterious presence. You can't see it, yet you can feel it. It has no shape, yet it can change direction. It never speaks, yet it affects everything. The winds of life are just the same. They might come as a sudden change, an unexpected fall, a relationship meant to end, or a dream shattered by reality. They always arrive without warning, like an ambush that catches you off guard and leaves you nowhere to hide. In those moments, it feels as if the whole world is against you. Every effort seems wasted, every persistence meaningless. You begin to wonder what you did wrong, why fate would make you go through all this. But time will slowly show you. The wind is not punishment, it is purification. When it comes, it doesn't take away your worth, only the burdens that keep you from moving forward. It makes you lose certain people, certain habits, certain illusions, just so you can travel lighter. The meaning of the wind has never been about destruction. It's about renewal, reshaping, and the power that forces you to face what's real. It makes you pause, see more clearly, and rebuild yourself. Many times you think the wind made you lose something, but in truth, it's clearing space for new possibilities. The wind may hurt. It pulls you out of your comfort zone and throws you into the unknown. It may make you lonely, confused, unsure of which way to go. But it's in those very moments that you start learning how to stand on your own. You learn to find certainty in uncertainty, order in chaos, and faith in pain. After the wind passes, you'll realize you're not the same. What once broke you no longer scares you. What once made you cry now only brings a quiet sigh. You no longer crave others' approval, nor crumble when someone leaves. You begin to understand that some roads must be walked alone, and some winds must be faced by yourself. That's not loneliness, it's growth. There's a kind of wind called time. It blows the slowest, yet cuts the deepest. It's patient and quiet, but strong enough to reshape mountains and redirect oceans. The wind of time takes away your sorrow in silence. The things that kept you awake at night will one day fade into distant stories, no longer nightmares. You'll stop crying, stop blaming, and gently whisper to yourself, I've moved on. Sometimes the wind is like a mirror. It helps you see yourself more clearly, and it helps you see others, too. It shows you what truly matters and what's just attachment. It takes away the false and leaves the genuine. Takes away dependence and leaves independence, takes away weakness and leaves strength. It makes you lose, but it also helps you gain. You just can't see it at first because the wind always brings chaos before it brings meaning. No one can avoid the wind forever. You may dislike it, but you can't live without it. Without wind, there would be no voyage. A tree without wind will always have fragile branches. The wind exists to make you stronger, steadier, and deeper. Every time it knocks you down, it's giving you a chance to stand up again. Every time it hurts you, it's reminding you to grow within. Sometimes we hold on too tightly to people we can't keep, to dreams we can't save. Then the wind comes softly blowing, turning what we thought was forever into the past. In that moment, you may hate it, think it's cruel and heartless. But years later, when you look back, you'll be grateful for that gust. Without it, you might still be standing where you were, clinging to wilted hopes, too afraid to move forward. It was that wind that gave you the chance to start again. The wind never asks if you're ready. It comes when it must. It's like a messenger of life, carrying the truth of reality, tearing through all your disguises. It forces you to grow, to wake up, to face the fragility you've been denying. You may resent it, cry because of it, hurt because of it, but eventually you'll realize, without that storm, you would never have become who you are today. Every gust of wind is an invitation from fate. It may not be gentle, but it's real. It may not go your way, but it's necessary. It doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to rebuild you. The moment you're blown apart is actually the beginning of your rebirth. The wind takes away the old and brings in new air. It teaches you how to say goodbye, how to cherish, and how to find wholeness in the pieces. When the wind dries your tears, you finally understand that all the pain you thought would last forever does pass. In the new days ahead, you'll meet new winds, new light, and a new version of yourself. You'll begin to believe that every loss was actually a gift. You'll thank the wind of time because it made you stronger. The winds of life never stop. At every age and stage, they blow in different directions. When you're young, they teach you endurance. In midlife, they teach you release. In old age, they teach you peace. You'll find that the wind is no longer something to fear, but a rhythm of life itself. It reminds you that nothing in this world stays the same, and neither should you. The wind blows through everyone. Some lose their way, while others find it. The difference is not in the wind, but in the heart. If you resist it, it's a storm. If you accept it, it's a journey. If you run from it, it's punishment. If you flow with it, it's grace. The wind tests your attitude, not your destiny. When you finally learn to dance with it, to find balance in its power, you'll see it never wanted to knock you down. It only wanted you to see a higher sky and hear a farther voice. It wanted you to know you are stronger than you think. So when the wind comes again, don't panic. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to clear your past. It's not here to make you lose direction. It's here to help you find yourself again. Let it blow. Let it swirl. Let it carry away what no longer belongs to you. When the wind finally stops, you'll realize you're no longer the person who once cried because of it. You're now someone who can smile in the wind. And when you can smile in the face of the wind, you'll understand the wind is not an ending. It's a beginning. It dries your tears, carries away your past, and leaves behind not scars, but strength, not fear, but courage. Tears are the marks of growth. In this life, we shed countless tears. As children, we cried because we fell. As adults, we cry because we can't see the way forward. Back then, we thought crying was a sign of weakness, a lack of strength. But the more you experience, the more you understand tears are not weakness. They are power. They are the outlet of human emotion, life's way of reminding you that you still feel, still love, still care, and are still alive. Tears are the most honest language. They don't lie and they don't pretend. You can fake a smile for others, you can act strong for the world, but you can't fool yourself. When your tears fall, it's your soul speaking, it's your heart saying, I'm really tired. That's not weakness, it's pure honesty. A person who never cries is the saddest of all, because that means they've stopped hoping, stopped believing, stopped feeling. Sometimes we cry not because something is unsolvable, but because we finally allow ourselves to collapse. In that moment, you stop pretending everything is fine. You stop hiding your pain. You stop faking your strength. You take off your armor and let your emotions flow freely. That kind of crying is the truest courage because it means you've accepted yourself and life's imperfection. There are many kinds of tears. Some cry for love, some for goodbyes, some for disappointment, and some cry simply for themselves. Those silent tears you shed in the middle of the night are your soul's way of healing. They release what's been suppressed and soften what's gone numb. Like a sudden rainstorm washing away long-settled dust, after you cry, the sky clears. Tears are the footprints of growth. Every cry marks the end of one stage and the beginning of another. As a child, you cried over a broken toy. As an adult, you cried over heartbreak, misunderstanding, or lost opportunities. But as you move further through life, you'll notice that many things that once made you sob uncontrollably now only bring a quiet smile. That's growth. Those tears weren't wasted. They made you wiser, more mature, and more compassionate. Some people fear crying because they think it makes them look weak. But in truth, those who dare to cry are the strongest ones because they don't run away. They face their pain, admit it, and let it go. Only then can the heart stay unburdened. Those who seem too strong to cry often already carry invisible wounds. Suppressed emotions are like water behind a dam. Once it bursts, it's uncontrollable. Tears are not the sign of collapse, but the beginning of self-rescue. Sometimes, your tears aren't from sadness, but from being moved. You see a stranger finally understood. You hear a gentle word. You receive a simple message when you need it most. In that moment, your tears are the purest form of humanity. They remind you that no matter how cold the world gets, there's still warmth in human hearts. That single tear is kindness whispering to you. You are still worthy of love. Sometimes, tears are also a form of baptism. They teach you compassion. They teach you to understand others. Every pain you felt makes you softer, more human. You stop judging too quickly because you know even the ones who smile brightly may have cried countless times. Tears give you empathy and humanity. They make you gentle, and because of that, strong. True growth isn't about learning not to cry. It's about learning why you cry. You no longer break down over small things, but you cry for genuine feelings. You don't cry because of others' opinions, but you cry when you're touched by your own sincerity. Tears are no longer cheap. They become your emotional filter, helping you see what's real and what's false. They bring you closer to the essence of life. Behind every tear, there's a story. Maybe no one knows it, maybe it's never told, but it's what shaped who you are today. You may have been betrayed, misunderstood, or abandoned, but it's those tears that gave you new boundaries and wisdom. Tears taught you when to step back, when to endure, and when to walk away. They made you realize that not everyone has to understand you, and not every love must be kept. Years later, when you look back, you'll see that those nights you cried were your most truthful moments. No masks, no audience, just you with yourself. Those nights were your quiet conversations with your soul, the beginning of your independence. Every tear you shed is you growing new wings. People say tears are a symbol of weakness, but in truth, they are the purest form of courage. because they make you face your vulnerability instead of hiding from it. They make you see who you truly are, not the version you pretend to be. They teach you to face life honestly, instead of escaping into illusion. Tears keep you human. When you've cried all the tears you need to, the wind will come. It will dry the wet corners of your eyes and carry away the memories that suffocated you. You'll breathe lightly again and feel that rare peace. Then you'll understand crying is not the end, it's the path to a new beginning. Tears help you make peace with yourself. They turn resistance into acceptance, struggle into embrace. They make you unafraid of pain because you know it's okay to hurt. You'll cry, you'll ache, but you'll heal. Every tear you shed is paving the road toward a stronger version of yourself. So never be ashamed of your tears. They are the marks you leave along the road of growth. Like the damp earth after rain, soft, rich, and full of life, each drop nourishes your soul, making you deeper, steadier, and warmer. Tears are not a sign of failure. They are the echo of life itself. And when you smile again, don't forget the true color of that smile was once painted by your tears. Lastly, we come to the third part. Light will shine through. The night always falls when you least expect it. It doesn't ask if you're afraid, and it doesn't care if you have the strength to face it. It just descends, wrapping everything in darkness until you can no longer see the road ahead, until you can no longer recognize your own direction. You struggle, you tremble, you even begin to doubt whether the light will ever return. But you must know this, the light never truly leaves. It's only hiding in places your eyes can't reach, waiting for you to lift your head. Light is not just the sun, not just brightness in the sky. It is a belief, a force that rises from deep within the heart. When you are drowning in despair, when it feels like the world has turned against you, when you think you can't take another step, that's when light appears, quietly, gently, not as a grand miracle, but as a tender awakening, a courage you didn't even know you had. There are many forms of light. It can be a word of understanding, a soft gaze, a helping hand from a stranger, or a moment of silent self-dialogue. Perhaps you faced too many storms, shed too many tears, and now you're afraid to believe in hope. But that's the thing about light. It never rushes or demands. It simply waits. It waits for you to stop running, to stop fearing, to finally lift your head, even if only a little. Light is gentle, but it is also steady. It doesn't shout slogans or promise the future. It simply illuminates the present. It may not pull you out of the darkness, but it will help you see the darkness. And that's enough. Because once you can see, you're no longer blind. You start to recognize where the road is, where the traps are, where to go, and where to stop. That is the power of light. Life sometimes feels like a long journey through the night. You think the dawn will never come. You even start to grow numb. But then in a single moment, perhaps it's a casual word of encouragement, a ray of morning sun, or a quiet act of forgiveness toward yourself, the light suddenly shines in. You may not smile or rejoice, but you feel something loosen inside you. That's the beginning of rebirth. Light doesn't change your world instantly, but it slowly transforms your heart. And when your heart becomes softer, calmer, and stronger, the world begins to change with it. Light isn't something outside you. It's a clarity born within. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you still have the power to choose, to believe in kindness, to seek warmth, to face life. Sometimes, light takes the form of loss. You're forced to end a relationship, lose a job, or leave a familiar place. You think it's the end, but in truth, it's just another shape of light. Through loss, it tells you, some doors close so that new ones can open. Some people leave so that you can meet those who truly understand you. Some pain exists so that you can see your own strength. Light isn't always dazzling. Sometimes it's just an ordinary day. You sit on your balcony, watch the wind move the leaves, and suddenly realize you're not doing so bad after all. Sometimes it's a small success after great effort, a quiet sense of accomplishment that makes you believe in yourself again. Light doesn't need to be grand. It only needs to be real. That we often think light comes from the outside, from approval, from luck, from fate's kindness. But true light often comes from within. It's when, even in the darkest times, you still believe in tomorrow. It's when, even in your deepest pain, you still choose to be kind. It's when, even in despair, you still hold on to hope. That kind of light no one and nothing can extinguish. Some people think they'll never see light again, but that's only because their eyes are blurred by tears. Every tear you shed is a crack through which light can enter. Once the wind dries your tears, the light will naturally find its way in. You don't need to search for it. Just don't shut your heart completely. When light enters your life, you'll realize that all the heartbreak, all the loss, all the loneliness you endured had a purpose to create enough space within you to hold the light. Just like the night sky, the darker it gets, the brighter the stars shine. The deeper your pain, the stronger your light. What light teaches us is not how to escape darkness, but how to walk through it. It teaches you to move quietly, to live gently. It shows you that even if no one understands you, you can still shine in your own way. Even a faint glimmer is enough to illuminate the path beneath your feet. When you truly understand light, you will no longer fear the night. You'll realize that darkness isn't your enemy. It's simply the prelude to light. Without the night, light would lose its meaning. It's because we've known darkness that we can cherish the light. The wind brings trials, the tears bring understanding, and the light brings direction. Light is also love. It's your love for life, your hope for the future, your kindness toward others. It exists in every thought of, I want to try again, and in every moment of, I don't want to hate anymore. Light helps you forgive, helps you soften, helps you believe once more that life is still worth living. When you learn to become the light yourself, you'll no longer fear the wind or the tears. You'll stop waiting for someone else to save you, because you'll understand that all salvation is self-salvation. You'll begin to use your own light to illuminate others. Maybe a few words from you will stop a stranger from breaking down. Maybe a single smile will help someone regain hope. In that moment, you are the light.so, no matter what kind of darkness you're in right now. Remember this, the light has always been there. It may hide behind time or wait at the edge of the wind, but it's there, calmly, patiently, waiting for you to believe again. Light won't spare you from pain, but it will keep you from being consumed by it. It won't make life easy, but it will give you the strength to go on. It won't stop your tears, but it will help you find direction through them. That is the miracle of light. It doesn't change the world, but it changes the way you see it. And one day you'll understand every storm existed so that the tears could fall. Every tear fell so that the light could arrive. The wind taught you strength, the tears taught you tenderness, and the light taught you how to be reborn. The wind will dry your tears, and the light will shine through. Life has never been a straight road. It has wind, it has tears, and it has light. When the wind blows, you'll feel pain, confusion, and the sense that everything has ended. When the tears fall, you'll feel fragile, broken, and unsure if you can keep going. But as long as you don't give up, as long as you keep walking, the light will eventually find its way in. The wind teaches you strength, the tears teach you gentleness, and the light teaches you faith. The more nights you endure, the more dawns you'll welcome. The more tears you've shed, the more sincerely you'll smile. All those hurdles you thought you'd never cross, all those nights of sleepless pain, one day, time will gently heal them. And in an unguarded moment, you'll realize the wind has already dried your tears and the light has truly come through. Life will not always be gentle, but it will always somehow give you an answer. Maybe it will come as a new beginning, an unexpected encounter, or a journey that fits you better. Fate never mistreats those who refuse to give up easily. The more you endure the wind and the tears, the more worthy you become of the warmth of light. So when the wind shakes you again, when the tears blur your vision once more, don't be afraid. That's not punishment, it's a sign of rebirth. The wind is clearing away your old stories. The tears are washing away your exhaustion. And the light, it's already on its way. One day, you'll be grateful for the moments that once broke you. Because without the wind, you wouldn't be stronger. Without the tears, you wouldn't be deeper. Without the darkness, you wouldn't understand how precious the light truly is. The wind will dry your tears, and the light will shine through. That's not just comfort, it's the truest rhythm of life. You just need to believe. No matter how dark, how cold, or how lonely it feels right now, don't stop looking up. Because light never leaves, it's only waiting for you to be ready to receive it.